There were more than 46,000 medical procedures in Texas last year meant to terminate pregnancies.
That number is expected to drop because of stricter laws. But after the leak of that draft opinion from the Supreme Court, abortion rights advocates now believe thousands of women may travel out of state to get those procedures.
News 4 San Antonio's Jordan Elder is live now with how the nature of these trips may soon be changing. Good evening, Jordan.
That's right. Women are already flying and driving out of Texas to get abortions in surrounding states. If the Supreme Court does strike down Roe v. Wade, they say that those trips could get longer and more expensive. Allison D'Angelo was 17 years old and in a toxic relationship when she first found out she was pregnant.
And that's not something I was expecting to happen, being so young. And then, I felt like I would be letting down my parents.
She says she made the difficult decision to get an abortion, but at the time she was able to get it in Texas. Before the heartbeat law passed last year, about 140 women left the state each month for an abortion procedure. After its passage, 10 times that number of women traveled out of state for abortions, mostly to Oklahoma and New Mexico.
It's just going to get worse. I imagine that's just going to get harder.
When women can't get abortions in Texas, Erika Galindo and the Lilith Fund offer financial help so they can cross state lines. By road or by air. But that journey could soon get harder. A leaked draft of a Supreme Court opinion suggests the landmark abortion case Roe v. Wade could be overturned. If it happens, Texas and 3 of its surrounding states have so-called trigger laws, meaning abortion would be banned immediately or shortly after the case is struck down.
And it shortens our options because now we have less states to travel to.
Data shows this change will hit communities of color the hardest. More than 70% of pregnancy terminations in Texas last year were requested by Black, Hispanic, and Asian women.
I feel like this should be a women's choice because nobody knows their situation.
And remember, if they come after Roe, they're going to come after everything. Gay marriage is next. And then they'll come after protections for minority and marginalized communities. If this stands, it won't end here.
The governor of Illinois there, he and other Democrats sounding the alarm right now, arguing that overturning Roe v. Wade is a slippery slope, opening up threats to other protected privacy rights. We continue our team coverage this evening with News 4 San Antonio's Matt Roy with whether experts think it's truly a possibility. Matt.
Yeah, Robert, the Pride Center here in San Antonio is usually a haven for the LGBTQ plus community here in the Alamo City. But the mood over the last 48 hours, it's changed from happiness to fear that their rights are next on the chopping block.
It was shocking to say the least. It's an attack. It's an attack on not only women and folks that can reproduce, but it's an attack on civil rights.
To Robert Salcido, the leaked Supreme Court decision on Monday was a shock to the system. He thought, if they could overturn Roe v. Wade, what's next?
As a queer man that is married to my husband, I'm fearful that could potentially be taken away from me. I'm fearful that if they can take the rights away from somebody in regards to abortion, what makes me think that they can't take away the rights to folks that are married?
That has been the rhetoric put out by those on the left, that it's a slippery slope the Supreme Court's going down. But former Dean of St. Mary's Law School, Bill Pyatt, says that is an overreaction.
There's no indication that the Supreme Court has any interest in overturning gay marriage, interracial marriage, or any of the other things that I've heard people concern themselves about.
Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito even wrote such in the now infamous leaked document. He said, "We emphasize that our decision concerns the constitutional right to abortion and no other right. Nothing in this opinion should be understood to cast doubt on precedents that do not concern abortion."
I cannot see at this point any circumstances under which the Supreme Court would overturn gay marriage, given the number of people that have married, the unions that are in place, all the other complications that would involve.
Despite those opinions, though, the fears of the LGBTQ plus community and other minority groups still remain.
I can only imagine what folks are thinking about who are in positions that they are already feeling fearful of the lives that they lead right now and of their ability to be authentic about who they are.
Yesterday, Comal ISD announced a pay raise for all staff within the district, but many people believe it's still not enough due to the rise in inflation.
we don't want to come across as ungrateful. And this certainly is a step in the right direction.
Kate Frazier is going on 18 years as a teacher and says the Comal ISD pay raise is not all that it seems to be.
The district had already pledged to raise teacher salaries 3% this year. And the board decided earlier this week to give an additional 1%.
This will also include $1.16 per hour increase for bus drivers, another incentive to the lack of drivers the district has had. This new compensation package in Comal ISD will take effect next school year. Although Frazier is grateful, due to inflation, her current take-home pay
is about $30 less a month than what I earned when I first came into the district in the 2013-2014 school year.
Anything below an 8% raise is literally a pay cut in terms of, everyone's day-to-day household budget and expenses.
Alejandra Lopez with the San Antonio Alliance, a teacher and staff union for San Antonio ISD, says the San Antonio Alliance asked school staff what their priorities were at the beginning of the school year.
Number one was pay and benefits.
We reached out to several other school districts in town. Bernie ISD was one of the only districts to make the statement they have added compensation for their staff. Many other districts are looking into their budget or assessing pay amounts at this time. Frazier says Teacher Appreciation Week means more than treats and goodies.
That doesn't help me pay more mortgage.
We did reach out to Comal ISD for comment about pay raises keeping up with inflation. We were told an interview would not happen today.